What is up, Earthlings? My name is Brady. This is Josh. This is Be All in Sports. We are back again talking some Thursday night football. It's coming up just a couple more days here. We're getting ready. We are fastly approaching another exciting week of football. Got some great action coming. For one, I'm going to love this game. This is obviously get to see another classic matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Josh, man, how's the week been, dude?
It's been going well. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's been a long week. I'm glad we all hopefully you all had a great Thanksgiving. Now it's on to Thursday Night Football again. And as true to form, I have lost a bet when I picked the Chargers to cover the 3-point spread against the Ravens on Monday night before Thanksgiving. Well, did not win that bet, unfortunately. So, yes, I did cut my hair. On. So there we go.
There it is.
Better days ahead, apparently. Hopefully. Let's go with that. And let's get into this game.
Well, now we can see your head. I mean,
oh, yeah, I know. It's still not pretty, but whatever.
All right, man. We will jump right on into this action. We've got the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Detroit sitting at that powerhouse record with 11-1. Green Bay 9-3. Plus 150 on the money line for Green Bay. That's kind of interesting to me. And a minus 175 money line for Detroit. -3 spread for Detroit. Oh, +3 on the Green Bay Packers. Over-under set at 51.5. Man, like I said, going to love this game. I enjoy watching both these teams. They're both powerhouses on offense. Each team has, when you're kind of looking at the overall picture of statistically about these teams, their defenses are very similar as far as what they can do, as far as what they're giving up per game to other teams. They're very similar in that track. They're very similar as far as the passing numbers go. I think this boils down to it's going to be, I think it's going to, in my opinion, this is going to be a shootout. Looking back on it, when I'm kind of going over this pick, how I hate picking a team that is on a huge winning streak. I said it over and over and over again, especially in football. And as much as I probably will hate myself later for saying this, I'm sitting on the Packers side right now, but I'm not necessarily going to take them. I can't bet against my team here to lose. So I'm going to go with that +3 spread with the Packers right now. The first game, looking back at this first game, to me, it was a little bit more competitive than the score indicates at the end. I always have to question, what if Love had kind of gotten his shit going and had found his footing a little bit more in that game? I just think there was something off completely about that entire game. He throws that pick, defense gets a defensive touchdown. But if you look without that defensive touchdown in there, the offensive sides produced about the same numbers. Point wise, instead of being a 10-point difference, you're looking there at a 3-point difference. Mm-hmm. So when I'm going back on this, I see two offenses that they are a little banged up right now. Josh Jacobs has obviously has that calf injury going on right now, which that's something to monitor a little bit more. Dobbs had the concussion, and there's some stuff going on the Lions side as well. I believe he's still questionable. Not sure if he's going to return. So each side has got their deficiencies, but overall, I see this game being similar to what it was the first time, but I think they're going to have a little bit more scoring in this one. You're obviously not going to have the weather factors coming into play here. So I think you're looking at a high-paced game. I think you're looking at a lot of points. Personally, I do love the over that 51.5 between these two. So I'm definitely leaning there. And like I said, I wonder what would have happened. There's not too many teams that are going to hold Jordan Love like the Lions did the last game. And I have to think that him being the type of competitive player that he's turning out to be, he's going to come in with some fire on this one, and I think that he is going to. I think he's going to up his game. So, yeah, as much as I hate picking against in any way, shape, or form one of my teams here, I'm going to have to lean Packers +3 spread. That's going to be my official pick on this one. Josh, what do you think?
Well, to address the over-under at 51.5, it's indoors with high-powered offenses, and both defenses are a little banged up. You know, the Lions secondary, they've been missing two of their top cornerbacks or defensive backs anyway. Jair Alexander is perpetually questionable for the Packers, so who knows if he plays or not. So, I mean, this game should go over 51.5. They should score points because it's indoors, no weather. However, I kind of agree with you on the Packers. I mean, the Lions have won 10 in a row. And
It's a lot.
Yeah, that's a whole lot. I mean, we've been saying, the Lions are saying that's a lot. They haven't done it in 60 years almost or some shit like that. Like 1957 or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, so, yeah. I mean, and looking at the rest of their schedule, I said this a couple weeks ago. They're not going to go 16-1. They're not going to go 15-2. It just doesn't happen in the NFL. I mean, yeah, they can. I would bet against that, though. So, I mean, their remaining schedule is this game against the Packers, at home against the Bills. You can see the Bills winning that game, and then on the road against the Bears, and then on the road against the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
They're losing 2 of those games for sure, if not 3 of them. Honestly, they might lose the Bears in Week 16, but this game, again, division game on a Thursday. The Lions already won in Green Bay. Historically speaking, when that happens, then usually the losing home team goes to the other team and wins that game. So, in the Lions have showed some cracks. They should have walloped the Bears on Thanksgiving. That game it was 16-0 at halftime. That game should not have come down to what it came down to, where Eberflus, I don't know if he thought he could call a timeout on the plane ride home. I mean, seriously, you got yourself fired, which was warranted. I don't want to see anybody get fired, but there was 32 seconds to go. And you're calling the play, and then it gets a 26, 25. Keeps count. Call the timeout, man.
I even heard him support the decision in the post game.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind.
Yeah, man. You're stepping in my office. Well, why? Because you're fucking fired. I mean, that's terrible clock management. So, long story short, at worst, the Lions should have gone to overtime against the Bears when they're up 16-0.5. And the Lions have been dominant all year long, but we're seeing the same stuff that happened last year creeping back in. I mean, look at the NFC Championship game. They're up 17 points at halftime on the Niners on the road. We all know they lost that game. Then you're up 16-0 against the Bears, who have a coach who pretty much is in over his head, doesn't know what he's doing, and you can't close that game out in front of a nationalized, TV audience, and you barely scrape by the win. And it's been those defensive woes are holding leads, not closing out games, has been creeping back in. Well, the Packers aren't the Bears. They're a lot better. And like you said, if not for that pick six that Love threw in the first game, that horrific pick six, that's a 3-point game, any team's game. So, yeah, I think the Packers win this game. I love that plus 150 money line. Again, the Lions are going to lose another game. It's going to happen. They've won 10 in a row now. It's going to happen. And they're playing better competition. I don't even count the Bears as better competition, but you barely win that game. I see them losing this game. I love the Packers plus 150 money line. Absolutely. And that'd be my bet. Packers win straight up. But if you want to go safe, then bet the Packers plus 3.
Let me point one more thing out. I'm just going to go back to 2021. Obviously, Jordan Love's first season. Lost at Detroit and then won versus Detroit at home.
Mm-hmm.
2022 didn't end up playing them due to injury, I'm thinking. Then last year at Detroit won 29-22 and then lost the home game. So I love, you know how I love patterns,
The
dude.
trends. Hey, and to speak to that, like think about this. So he's already won 2 games in Detroit. So he has a history of winning there.
Mm-hmm.
But he loses to
one game in Detroit. One game.
one, yeah. But he's lost to him twice at home.
Right.
Okay.
And then
So,
he's basically 1-1.
yeah. So and then the Lions have won 10 in a row. 10-game winning streaks, man. Like bet the other team, bet the other team, bet the other team. And keep doing it until it hits because they're going to lose. It might not be this week. It's going to be in the next 2-3 weeks. The Lions are going to lose a game.
And this is honestly, this is one of those perfect scenarios. And I talk about it pretty much every single time we come on here about adjusting the spread to fit what you're thinking it's going to be in the first place. And right now, if you're hardcore on the Packers and you are 100% in on them, then take the money line. Plus 150 right now, it's probably going to get tighter, to be quite honest with you. People are going to start putting 2 and 2 together. It happens all the time. It actually has gotten tighter. So since I put this up just a few, I guess, hours ago, plus 142 is now on the Packers. So it's already changing, but you still got that plus 3 at minus 106. So if you don't feel comfortable there, you've got a plus 4.5 at minus 139. Go up to a plus 5.5 at minus 154. So there's plenty of opportunity to even parlay that with something in the game. I'm definitely leaning towards that plus 3 spread though, just because I think it's going to be close. And if anything, maybe move it up to plus 3.5. That way, if it comes within a field goal, then that way you're still going to win money and you're still got a good bet. I think that plus 3 hits. Unfortunately, man, this is one of those games, but here's the way I see it too. If you're looking at it from a Lions perspective too, who wants to go in to the playoffs winning 16 games? Hell, if I had lost a game already, I would, I guess I wouldn't do this just for integrity of the game, but let's just say I wouldn't be too pissed off if we lost a couple before the postseason started. I think it puts a little fire under you. You know how to win, and obviously you know what winning feels like, but you get a little bit more accustomed to that shitty feeling of losing too. So, I think it's good.
Yeah, I agree with that, but there's also an issue is teams want home field advantage. The Eagles are right on their ass, and right now the Eagles are dominating, just like the Lions were in the middle part of the season.
No doubt.
Both teams are great. The Lions can't afford a loss, and neither can the Packers. Actually, the Packers kind of can, just because they're going to make the playoffs.
Fighting as hard for place, yeah.
Yeah, they're fighting for a seed, but they're still going to they're going to go on the road in their first playoff game. So the Lions, there's a lot to play for both these teams.
To be quite honest with you, if you're looking at it from Packers' perspective, you win this game, you're at 10-3, you're 1 game away. And like you just said, if you're thinking it logical terms, like, hey, they slipped up against us. They've already slipped up once this year. I'm looking for them to slip up again. And if the Packers can go on a run at the end,
Yep, and they got the Vikings.
And
the Packers still play the Vikings again. So I think that's next week. So there's still a lot to play for both teams. I just think that, again, 10 in a row, man, that's a large, large number in the NFL.
It is. How many teams I don't even know. We should have actually looked this up, but I wonder how many teams have actually won 10 games in a row throughout the history of
NFL history?
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for? I bet it's probably a fair amount. I'm not going to lie.
10 in a row, though?
Yeah,
I'm not talking 10 games in a season. I don't know, man. That doesn't seem like something that's that has been done a ton.
Let's see.
Look it up.
Yeah. Longest winning streaks in the NFL. Wait, hold on. That's not what I want here. I mean, yeah, it's happened a few times. So let's see. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sorry, everyone. We should have been way better prepared on this stat here.
I mean, at least 18 times, and that was at some. I mean, there's been
18 times in history.
Yeah, that's above 14 game winning streaks.
Okay.
5 teams have won 14 in a row. So, long story short, I mean, it's probably
5 teams have won 14 in a row. That's not a lot, dude.
No, and then there's 4 teams that have won 15. There's 4 teams that have won 16. There's 2 teams that have won 17.
Yeah, but that's going up. What about 10s? You can't find anything on 10s?
I put 10-game winning streaks, and this is what popped up. And it's giving me that in order. So it's not really like.
Well, obviously, those teams had 10-game winning streaks too. So
right, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's been – the record's 21. So, I mean, it does happen. It just –
it's –
yeah. And the Lions haven't won 10 games in 90 years.
I just think this is kind of a perfect storm.
90 years since they've won 10 in a row. So,
dude, it's very, very hard to sweep your division.
Yeah, that too, to sweep your division.
And this is the toughest team in it. This is the other toughest team in your division. I mean, I think, in my opinion, man, that's a tough one.
I don't think the Vikings I don't think the Packers are better than the Vikings. They're pretty equal. And the Vikings handled the Packers relatively handily, aside from a fourth quarter comeback that made the game closer than what it is. But again, the NFL, it's always a fluid situation. I mean, things change week to week. Mm-hmm. I mean, 3 weeks ago, even 2 weeks ago, Lions, hands down, best team. Now, look what the Eagles are doing. They're just stomping teams. They just went and bitch slapped the Ravens.
Yeah.
That game, they were down 9-0, like, no sweat. Hey, Saquon, are you ready? Yeah. Give me the ball, coach. Just put me in, coach, and I can do it. Like, for real. He just took over.
Put me in, coach.
I mean, well, you think about it. I mean, Derrick Henry is an awesome running back. You know, I mean, right? Oh, he's the best offseason move of the season. The last 6 weeks, nobody would take Henry over Saquon. Absolutely not.
I don't know. After seeing,
Saquon's killing teams, and I'm not knocking Derrick Henry at all. I got him on a fantasy team. I got Saquon on 2 fantasy teams. So running up, I love it. I need it.
Saquon looked like a beast.
Saquon is just a different player, man. And that's where I say the Eagles. So now, again, NFL being in a fluid situation, the Eagles are crushing it. They're steamrolling teams. I mean, how do you score? What did they win? 25-22 the other game or whatever against the Ravens? Mm-hmm. And Hurts threw the ball 19 times. So it's really hard in the NFL to score 25 points when your quarterback throws the ball 19 times. That means that your running back, Saquon, is just annihilating the competition. Like, just give me the ball. And they're not even throwing it to him. He had 2 catches for like 10 yards that game.
Yeah.
It's not like,
yeah, dude, he's definitely, he impressed the shit out of me.
Yeah, I mean, I was just wears you down. And the Lions had that aspect too. But to bring it back full circle, the point is the Lions are showing cracks because they have some injuries, and they're just a 10-game winning streak, which this franchise has not done in 90 years. Well, first time in 90 years. Man, they're going to lose another game. And it's going to happen. And definitely, I would venture a guess they might lose 2 in a row because the next game is against the Bills. But
that's going to be tough. It is a matter of can you win out on the road at home?
Yeah, I mean,
you are going to lose another game.
Yeah, you are, and you better hope the Eagles lose too. But the Eagles have won 8 in a row now. So, I mean, their winning streak is right behind them, but they're just playing better than the Lions are. Not to foreshadow, but I mean, let's be honest, if the Lions-Eagles NFC Championship game happens, I don't think anybody's going to complain about that. Whether it's in Detroit or in Philly, either way, I don't care. Let's make that happen because they are the best two teams.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back to this game, I just think the Lions they're just due for loss.
Just
the numbers
I totally agree.
You're not winning 11 in a row.
Me being a fan, I don't even want to see him win that many in a row.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Let's put it this way. The Chiefs won how many in a row this year? 10.
10, right? Yeah.
10. Then what happened? They lost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty much 10 is as long as you get.
Mm-hmm.
For the
it's
most
very,
part.
very tough. Like I said, it's very, very tough to win that much in just back to back to back. And dude, they haven't been winning like the Chiefs have been winning. They have when they win, they're smoking teams too.
Right. And now since they're a little injured, and again, the division games, like we say, are always harder. So now
I will say they're winning in adverse situations as well.
Oh yeah.
They're
that's
definitely
true.
doing that. So no knock on them there. But damn, like when they win, sometimes they are just absolutely embarrassing the other team.
Yeah, but it just seems like against the better teams recently, they've had a more of a struggle.
That's true.
I mean, again, the Ravens and Eagles score. Go back to that game last week. The score was closer than the game actually was. I mean, it took Lamar busting off a 39-yard run in the last minute, and then they scored a garbage time touchdown. But that game was well in hand before that. The Lions, the team they're destroying, I mean, are bottom feeder teams. Against the Texans, they won by 3. Crushed the Jaguars. The Colts, they won by 18. I get that, but you'd have thought they would have been able to win by more. I get 18 was 24-6. It wasn't 52-35. You know, so I mean, in the Colts defense, I don't care what anybody says, they're not that good. They're just not.
No,
they ain't that good. So the Bears defense, a little better. Again, you win 23-20 at home. The Packers have a better team, and the Packers are better coached by far than the Bears. Like the Packers, if the Packers,
they're not going to be fumbling a timeout.
Exactly. Yeah. Matt LaFleur is not doing that. You're not getting that benefit. So that's at best you're going to overtime. At worst, you're losing in overtime, or it doesn't even go to overtime because you're not down 16-0 with a Matt LaFleur coach team in good weather. That was just a coaching shit show. Good Lord.
All in all, I mean, we'll get onto this because I do have something on like this pick. We've kind of been discussing this a little bit amongst ourselves, but I definitely want to get this pick out. But yeah, definitely we're both looking at this. The same wavelength there.
Yeah, Packers win this game. I would bet the money line.
Yeah. Now that we've been talking about it, I think I'm talking myself more. But dude, I can't do that. Damn it. I can't do that. I cannot bet the money line. It just
I'll bet my hair on it. Oh wait, I already did that.
Sit well.
You watch, this one's gonna hit. Like
oh man. All right. So if anybody who has been tuning into what we've been doing, if you know, like I've been explaining on the My Way Parlay Challenge videos that we put out, those are geared towards the FanDuel, where it's pick your basically your way, how you want to set your lineup in there, what numbers you want to put in there. Here lately, I've been seeing it a little bit odd on some of them. On the rushing and receiving yards, especially, they'll cap you at a number that doesn't make sense for you to try and go below it because it defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do here, which is come up with the very, very best and simplest parlays we can about, if you can get 3 legs and feel confident in it, great. I usually get about 4 to 5. Feel pretty confident in most of them. Now, I will say that every single one of these things that I have put in, if they've lost, it has been by literally one leg of the parlay. So, and it's usually a couple yards here or a couple yards there. Like this last one, it was the Christian McCaffrey injury, which I had him in for 73 rushing and receiving yards. The dude got the injury early, and he almost already hit everything that I needed. And everything else had already hit way early. So it is literally, I always tell you this, I can't predict an injury, and I'm not putting in things based on an old injury. So I just can't do that. You have to play it the way it should be. And in that game, he was doing exactly what I expected him to do, which was absolutely crush. He was. Unfortunate things happen, and it is what it is. You take the loss, but you try and get it back. And I think we might have done it in this one. So, Josh, here's what I'm doing. This is the My Way Parlay Challenge for Thursday Night Football. This is going to be, like I've been talking about it earlier, I think Jordan Love is going to come back out and play with a little bit of more fire this time. I think that having no weather is going to be a factor for him too. I think he's going to easily get one touchdown. I'll jump down to the bottom since I'm already talking about him. 134 passing yards. Look at his stat lines, people.
Yeah, that's low.
That's very, very low for him to go 134 passing yards.
Especially if Jacobs is compromised.
Exactly. Yes. And they love to pass the ball. And people are not doing a lot on the ground against Detroit. And if Jacobs is compromised, like he said, it plays out even more. So again, we're going to hope and pray that we get no injuries, and this is a clean game, and at least give me the opportunity to get these things done. But the third pick is going to be Jameson Williams, 2 receptions. The guy is coming along nicely. He's a speed demon on the field. He does a lot of when you kind of need it, he's the one they're going to right now because people are focusing on St. Brown over there on the other side. So he's taken away a lot of that pressure. I was considering putting in like a Sam Laporta possibly on that 2 receptions, but I think Williams has more opportunities right now. I think he's getting a little bit more as far as targets go. So I'm going to go with Jameson Williams. Again, 2 receptions is not something that the guy isn't doing on a regular basis right now. And I think this is going to be a shootout. I think they're going to have to throw. So going Jameson Williams, 2 receptions. The next pick, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 39 reception yards. Okay, look at his history against the Packers. I believe when I was looking through his numbers, the only year that he hasn't done it was his rookie year, and he still did it 1 out of those 2 games. The next game, I think he had a very low amount of yards, but I kind of look at that as an anomaly. You're normally crushing this team on a every time basis. You haven't gone below 40 yards yet. So I'm going to hope, because I think it is, again, going to be a shootout between these 2 teams, I'm going to hope that Amon-Ra St. Brown picks up that 39 yards that we need in order to get this done. And the last one, Jahmyr Gibbs. You, my man. Dude, you've been doing it all year long.
Give me 24 yards.
This should be like 1 run for you. 1 run. Let's just get it done.
It's like a baby crawling.
Right.
Come on.
You could do this in like bear motion here, buddy. You could do this on 4 legs if you want. Get it done. Sweet. This is what I'm going with. I got it at plus 104 on FanDuel when I actually originally put it in, and before I even put in my bet, because now, for some reason, I'm starting to get a little bit itchy with these bets now that I've missed it by 1 leg. So I'm trying to not do that this time. And this one already, I had it at 1. I think it started at 107. And then I looked about 20 minutes later, still hadn't put it in, went down to 105. And then I finally did jump on it at plus 104. So you probably at this point are not going to get plus 104. I'm telling you this right now. By the time you see this, you're probably going to get minus 103 to minus 110. So the faster you get this in, and I hope that you have, if you haven't sat through this whole video, because it is a lot to talk about in one game, but we've killed it for you. So I think if you've gotten to this point, look at what I'm putting out. Go with this over on FanDuel, Your Way Parlay, and let me know if you have some hits that you followed in this. But that's, Josh, any parting words for everybody before we get out of here?
Let's win some fucking bets.
Let's do it, people.
Be all in and ball out.
That's right. Hey, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you're going with this weekend. Want to hear from you. Want that feedback from you. We'll have some cool stuff coming up. Got some more videos on the way. Adios, people. It's been fun. Peace out. We'll see you again soon. Keep balling.